Hello and welcome, everyone, to another session of Curse of Strahd. Let's introduce our lovely cast of characters tonight, starting with Rachel. Go ahead.
Hi, I am Rachel, and I am playing Luelle Goreaxe, the human paladin.
Hi guys, my name is AranMusicProductions. I am playing Angus Ridgecliffe, the fighter of the group.
I am Kieran, aka KaradanZero, and I am playing Plont Grefla, the creepy gnome wizard.
Hello, I am Simone and I am fixing my hair, and I am playing Katyana, the half-elf rogue.
And I am Satanic__Bunny, also known as Bun Bun, and I am playing Agitha Thistlecrown, the warlock hexblood of the group.
So, last we left off, our intrepid adventurers found themselves in Durst Farmhouse. They explored and discovered the mysteries of Durst Farmhouse, which ended up with them escaping with their lives and with a pooch as well. So, they escaped to find a basket that was waiting for them from a mysterious person that thanked them for their services, and had a letter to deliver to Master Kolyanovich. But they're travelling through the old Salvage Road now, unsure where they're going, the mist still around them, still quite heavily obscuring everything. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that's around everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as small village dwellings as you, sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. Black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the mist as you make your way through. At this point, I will go to the characters to see if there's anything that they wish to say amongst one another while they walk. They've been walking for about an hour or so now down this road. Lancelot at Angus's side, still limping from his injuries. Take it away.
Right, that's enough of my tantrum, he'll say loudly.
Oh.
Just out of the blue.
Yes, were you having a tantrum?
Well, he's
it's in the past, folks. It's in the past, and he's at the back, and he'll immediately start speeding up and walk to the front. I am back, fellas.
Oh.
Let's see who.
Welcome back.
Here.
It is good to know that you were over a tantrum that we're all very aware of.
I feel rejuvenated. To vision.
We need time of quiet every now and again. I get it. Can we pause for a second? Especially after everything that we went through, I need to use the restroom, so to speak.
I saw a trench over there in the bushes.
I won't be long.
Do you think it's safe to go off alone?
Are you going to go with her?
Well, I wasn't going to say that was a good idea, but I guess if you're nominating me.
At that, Elle moves forward and pushes you back and says, if you need someone to guard an area, I will be the one to do that.
Thank you very much. Yes, that would be appreciated.
Great, lead the way. And she had her hand on Plont's head as she pushed him physically back as she walks forward to follow Agitha.
Easy on the old noggin. I'm only a little gnome, you know.
As they're walking towards this trench that was described, just a bit of small talk. So, how long have you been a holy woman?
All of my life. I was raised to protect my princess, who is obviously missing.
I don't think she's missing. I think we were the ones that abducted.
Yeah.
But I understand how that must be difficult. How do you feel about wizards and witches and, those that study the arcane?
I admire them. I think what was my god's name? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Tyr, thank you. I believe that Tyr gave people these abilities in order to better serve him. So I am constantly looking to learn on how to improve and grow and be of better service.
And what do you think about... What do you think?
Start dying.
Yeah, I'm like, are you good?
Went down the wrong throat.
Oh, poor thing.
2 throats.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Leave me alone.
Die quietly.
Yeah.
Having dinner.
What do you think about those that make bargains with other powers? Are you even aware of such people?
I know that there are more gods out there than Tyr. And while...
Not exactly what I was talking about. Not really. Less religious in nature and more entering into a deal, a pact of sorts.
This talk of all of this, Al, it almost makes the scar on your neck, the burn mark on your neck of that handprint kind of tingle a little bit as you're sort of reminded about other things, enemies of your state that did make deals and pacts. Whether or not this would influence this interaction, that is something that's definitely on your mind, Al.
I think it's going to depend on what that deal is for and what the powers are being used for. I believe that there are good things that can be done, and people can be helped in taking a path that might be less popular or less holy, I guess you could say. And it depends on the actions of the individual. I don't judge people as a whole.
That is very open-minded. It's not something I've run into very often. You can ask Plont, actually. When I was speaking with them for the first time in the tavern, I was called a witch.
Yes.
And it didn't go very well for them. Well, they were superstitious, they got afraid, they backed away, and then the first chance they got, they tried to feed me to those things that came after us. It didn't work out for them then either. I guess what I'm saying is, if we are to continue to band together for survival, for a way out of here, to get back to wherever it is that we come from, you need to know that I am one of those people that entered into a deal with another power. And unfortunately, I am not talking about a clerical one. As you've seen, I have used my powers to protect you, to defeat our wicked enemies, and to perhaps even to understand the darkness, embrace a fraction of it, so that I may fight it better. I was marked by evil, and so I took this bargain in hopes to, I don't know, rid myself of that evil. I'm not a particularly intelligent individual. I try.
From what I've seen of you so far, granted, we haven't been here for that long, but from what I've seen so far, you seem to act justly, and you seem to want to help, and you seem to treat people fairly. And I think that is the most important part. If I can help at all, I would love to help, because it is concerning when you lose control of yourself. I'm assuming that's what happened when they said that you were stabbing the walls, or the walls that were flesh.
Sometimes when everything gets too much, I see what is waiting for me should I die. I am not going to be, my soul is not going to be protected by Tyr. It is not going to be frolicking in the Feywilds with the Fae. I will be going to Avernus. My soul has been touched by one of the archdevils. So when things get too stressful, I see a fraction of the hell that awaits me.
And did you see that when you died and then came back?
No, it was misty. It was not what I have had visions of or nightmares about. It was different.
Are you different?
Came from here. I feel different. I don't feel like I used to be. I feel changed. I am changed. And they kind of raise their arm to look at this big kind of scar. I don't know if I'll ever be the same again, but I'm not dead. And I'm not in Avernus. So that's a start. And
I wonder if that resurrection may have changed where your soul will end up.
I want to believe that. I want to believe you. But devils are tricky, conniving, intelligent. I would not be surprised if they have some clause or fine print about this sort of thing. No one smart enters into a deal with these things.
Well,
but I was desperate.
I think desperate people do things that they feel they have to. And I don't judge people for that. You're good in my eyes, Agitha.
Thank you. Then I must apologize.
For?
I didn't really need to pay.
Oh. Did you just want to speak to me then?
Privately. And also I need to commune with my patron.
Okay. I can watch over you while you commune then. And if you would rather wait to tell the rest of the group, I can understand that.
As we move away from this moment, as Agitha begins to commune, and Al, you begin to use this time also to pray, to tear. It's been a while since you've done that. We'll cut over to Angus, Plont, and Katyana. Angus, you're kind of with Lancelot at the moment, just sort of generally getting him to fetch, and just doing some general animal things. Is there any conversation that the three of you have?
So, Katyana, you really don't remember me at all, do you?
I do not remember anyone who is here. This is the first time I've met you. I do not understand your question.
This is not the first time we met, but it was different before. We, along with some other companions, were brought to that same house. You and I. And thinking back on it, you reacted much the same way at first, but you warmed to me,
If you're saying this, then I fear you are lying to me. I do not warm to people.
Perhaps the difference is in these cards we were given. I think I need to study them. There's some kind of power in them. Would you mind if I see yours?
I'm not sure where I put it, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It's a shame. Angus, could I see your card for a little while?
You need to help your companion. Oh yes, your card, yes.
I'll give you the card back. I'm sure it's important to your vision.
It means hero in Miggle.
Can you, sorry, Angus, can you give me an animal handling, please?
Yeah.
Car Latin, right? That's the word?
So yeah, as you say, it means blah, 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 in Miggle. Lancelot, you see Lancelot sort of nod as if almost understanding what you're saying, and runs up to Katyana, and sort of bowls Katyana over, and begins licking Katyana's face. Katyana, as you're knocked down to the ground, you feel this energy emanate from your hand that just shoots out almost reactively, and shoots into the sky. And you all see that.
Katyana, are you... What was that?
Your guess is as good as mine.
This kind of thing is why I wanted to study our cards. I think it's important that I have a look into this. Well, I'll go have a look at mine and... yes, that's concerning. Angus, do you have yours?
Yes. Here, and he'll as he's walking up to Lance, he'll hand it to you, and he pulls out the rest of his rope, however much he has left, and he sort of wraps it around Lance's neck lightly. It's like, there we go, a leash.
Lancelot is still looking at Katyana's face.
No, off. I must train him harder. I wish we had someone that could speak to animals.
Plont's gonna go and find, a rock and a log that he can sit on and sort of look at the cards and look through his spell book and his notes and things and try and see if there's anything he can figure out there.
Cool. Were you wanting to look for anything in particular, or?
No, this is my story. The thing. Yeah.
Cool. That's what I wanted to know. Meanwhile, Katyana, you sit up. You're a little bit muddy now because you've been knocked down into the mud by Lancelot. You sit up. You see Lancelot just looking at you with a big grin on his face, like tongue waggling out.
He means well. You must know
that. I think he means a lot more than well. There's
Angus will
something...
10 feet away, he'll be hammering in a piton as he sort of wraps Lance up on it so that he's not running off. And he'll come back over and he'll gesture out a hand and try and help you up.
She kind of takes a second to consider before taking the hand and getting up. She kind of gives the dog a strange look. No, I do not doubt that you do not. The dog seems very aware.
He just needs training. We have plenty of dogs back in Beagle.
So this is a field you have experience in then?
Oh yes. I trained a baby owlbear back in Miggle.
A baby what?
It was quite the task. An owlbear. They're huge, monstrous creatures. It was one of my trials.
Wow,
I was 10.
Yes. So just like a general hero trial or something then.
Well, we have them, a little bit north of Miggle. They have a nest up there. And the mother she has a long history with our village.
Of you stealing her children?
No. She, as I understand it from the legends, she attacked the village, and the champion of the time, I believe he was our second generation champion, he bested the creature, and then they sort of formed a familiar bond.
Interesting.
Yes. I've been watching you, Katyana. You're a dexterous thief. But I have to be honest, I feel I have learned something from you, a way to carry my weapon with a bit more dexterity. I feel as though I can attack more effectively now, so I must thank you.
Of course. I am to please, of course.
I do have a question for you, though. When an enemy attacks you, and you dexterously dodge out of the way and then come back in for an attack, how do you do that? Can you teach me?
Well, I can certainly try. You are quite large with quite hefty-looking armor, however, so...
I am a great learner. I have great determination. Vision!
So, while Katyana attempts to teach
Tries
Angus...
to figure out a way to live down slowly. You mean, yeah?
It tries to teach Angus the ways of being able to sort of nimbly jump in and out and attack. Plont, you're seated on a log. You're looking at the cards, the card of Angus and your card. Angus's card is this one. I'm pretty sure you'll remember, but I'll send it to you.
The Charlatan.
The Charlatan, yes.
The Charlatan.
You also
you usually say charity. He's like Charlatan.
You go through your spell book as well. You can see that there's other spells here from the person that you appropriated this from. Had some spells in here, and you start looking through some of the other spell scrolls that you've had that you picked up from the house and the manor, and you can see that there's some similarities in some of the wording and some of them and you kind of piece together some of these other spells that are in here that you didn't quite know how to do before. But we cut back over to Elle and Agitha as they are communing with their various higher powers or lower powers. We'll start with Elle. As Elle, you're praying towards Tyr, your eyes are shut, and you try to sort of block all the sort of ambient noise out. You can hear the sort of light tap of metal, of a hammer being hammered onto an anvil, almost reminding you of home, reminding you of where you came from, and reminding you of Tyr, most importantly. And the image of the hammer and the balanced scales sort of burns within your mind as you feel that Tyr's blessing has fallen upon you through your prayers. Meanwhile, Agitha, as you try to commune with the forces that are on the darker side of things, you feel the heat, the warmth of where you are destined to go to, the depths of the spear. As you feel something sort of skitter on your shoulder, and you just hear a voice that just bellows quite weakly in your head. It just says,
"You are far away from my influence, but you are still a patron of mine. Take this gift."
As you open your eyes and you can see a small little imp perched on your shoulder.
What does it look like?
Well, I'll leave that up to Bunny to decide.
In its true form, its skin, because of the specific patron that they have aligned themselves with, rather than it being red and scaly, it is blue, black, and almost crystalline. Its eyes are almond-shaped and are like pits of oblivion, with the exception of 2 pinpricks of glowing blue dots that kind of wisp this winter kind of mist of its own out of its head. Its nose is like a really sharp icicle. Its teeth are like needles. Its chin also extremely pointy, and its cheekbones are like guillotine blades chiseled from ice. There's a lot of ice motifs, and it is very cold to the touch, potentially even being carved out of the frozen tears of other people's misery. And
love that.
That's just the dramatic.
Yeah, and it kind of gives a knowing wink, and then it starts to kind of like contort and snap in unnatural ways, and change its form into a seemingly mundane black raven. And it just sits on the shoulder, preening itself as if nothing was wrong.
So when Elle looks at you, she's just going to see a raven on your shoulder, not that crazy thing.
But if you ever use your divine sense, you know that shit ain't a raven.
Girl, she ain't no raven.
Yeah.
So with that, everyone regroups together on the road once again, and unless there's any further discussion that you all want to have as a group.
You found a bird! Can I pet it?
I don't know if it bites, but sure.
I'm really good with animals. You'll like walk up all cheery, like.
You keep telling us.
You'll try and pet it. There, little ladsy poo Judah.
It feels cold. Not ice cold, but like it's been flying in some chilly winds.
Goochie, we need to get you near to a fire.
The raven just sort of looks at you with the most apathetic look in its eyes.
There, ladsy poo Junior. There.
So, as you all continue your way forward, the mist actually starts to recede slightly as the tall shapes loom out in the dense fog that surround everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones, and these tall, shadowy shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The window of each house stares out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence, except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. And give me one moment. I'm just going to... There we go.
Well, this is a cheery place, isn't it?
Cheery is certainly not the word I would use.
I will find us lodging.
Not
Yes,
as cheery
please
as
do.
everything else. Wait, shouldn't we try and find this fellow in the letter so that we could get free lodging instead of paying for lodging?
Yes, Kalyanovich.
Maybe we stop in the local inn or the local...
Well, either way, we'll need to find the local inn. Perhaps someone there will know where Master Kalyanovich lives.
There is a... sorry, you go ahead, Aaron. What were you wanting
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what time is it?
You see that the sun is beginning to crest below the horizon. It's becoming quite dark. But what concerns you more, not concerns, but what is on your mind more, Angus, is that you, as you're holding Lancelot with this sort of rope leash, he starts tugging towards the right-hand side. Towards the right hand, the right hand fork in the road, in the street, on this cobblestone street. He starts tugging. He's almost like choking himself almost by the amount of effort he's trying to put in to like go that way.
Can I like roll it just a standard perception?
Yeah, go for it.
Continue.
But you guys find yourself in this village. You'll see the village here, and you can kind of go wherever you like.
It's getting quite late. I don't think that if... I've never had a problem with lodging before. I've never had to pay. People are quite nice once they learn you're a hero.
All right, well, perhaps you can find us some free lodging for the evening. With some food as well.
I think I can. I have plenty of rations, by the way, if any of you need some.
Really like a hot meal.
But thank you.
You can also make a fire. It's not too difficult. Anyways, lodging. He'll like begin walking off with Lancey P and just expect you all to follow.
I mean, I'll follow.
So, with your perception, Angus, you get the impression that Lancelot is quite desperate in their attempts to free themselves from your clutches at this point. That is what you get with your perception.
He's looking down this direction, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna go that way.
Shall we follow along with Angus?
Yes.
I think it is all we can do.
We cannot split up.
Thatcher, I'm glad you decided to stay with us.
Well, it shall remain to be seen if I am glad.
I'm gonna go to this intersection here.
Mm-hmm. As you
and
go
have
to
a look
that,
around.
as you go to that intersection, there is a there is a tavern up here, which has a sign that is sort of swaying in the wind, called the Blood on the Vine Tavern. There is a raven perched atop the sign with blue feathers. That is just sort of, as soon as you enter the sort of sight of that area, begins just cawing at you. Lancelot, on the other hand, is aiming to run down to this area down here. That's kind of where his lead is kind of going at the moment.
Can I see anything down there?
No, you cannot see anything, but that is where the origin of the sobbing is from.
What's sobbing?
Sobbing? What?
Yeah,
did I not-
sobbing.
Chris mentioned sobbing.
I mentioned
Did
it
he?
like right at the start.
He did say
Oh.
that there was sobbing.
We both missed it.
I wasn't, yeah.
I'm gonna send my raven, whom I have not named yet, to go towards the source of the sobbing. And then once it looks like it's getting close to that source, Agitha's going to kind of delicately put their hand on who? Let's say they're gonna put their hand on Plont's head, and just say, and just says, I just need a moment.
Are you all right?
Yes, it's just,
I'm trying to look up from under the hand.
yeah. It's just, I got something in my eye. Just keep leading me on.
Is this going to be one of those times like...
No.
Okay, all right then. Plont's guiding by the hand.
And that's so cute. And,
Like a little kid leading his mom.
yeah. And,
Plont has like a big beard though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to project their senses to the raven. The raven.
So as you project your senses towards the raven, as it gets closer to the house of the sobbing, you see that it is a old, dilapidated house and very similar to the other houses that are around here. As it goes up to the window, you because you can't really see anything from just a bird's eye view from near, it sort of like perches onto the windowsill. And you can see that there is an old lady who's crying hysterically in one of the rooms up there.
I'm going to mentally bid my minion to like peck on the window to get her attention.
The raven pecks the window. And there's the sound of the glass being picked, but it's almost like this lady doesn't they don't react at first. They're just sobbing uncontrollably while holding all of this, they're holding like a doll and and some sort of childhood looking, like baby, child looking things. Eventually, after a few taps, she'll look at the window and she'll just scream, "Away with you, Raven! Away!" As she runs to the window and just opens it, sort of forcing the raven to fly away. And then you all hear this. The lady just yells, "Have you not forsaken me enough? Give me back my daughter!"
I don't think we should go that way.
Do not tell me that we have come across another place requiring
Lancelot,
assistance.
as soon as that yelling happens, Lancelot starts pulling even harder than before.
Let's go, Lancey Poo! And he'll start in a sprint.
I think
we need assistance!
I would grab him immediately. I would immediately grab him.
Let me go!
I'm sorry, Angus.
Can you, just before we continue with that, Angus, can you give me a strength check, please?
Do I need to do one too? Because we're competing?
Nope. This
It's
is for
the
someone
dog.
else.
the dog.
Yeah, it's the dog who's going to run off, yeah.
But wait, wouldn't it be between me and him? So wouldn't it be both our strengths combined? Because I'm holding him and he's holding the dog.
The dog tried to break away from him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So I
I
just
would have argued that I had advantage on that, but I'm going to be wrong.
That's what I'm looking for. So we're just going to quickly do a quick
so
check
wrong.
here. Okay.
Thank you.
The dog, like as Al grabs you, that's it sort of startles you enough to sort of loosen your grip slightly on the leash, and the dog runs off. But the dog stops, sort of as it runs off, and just turns back, and then just sort of smiles and pants at you, and then it's doesn't run. It just sort of trots along towards where the house is. It's not as much in a sort of fever pitch. It's not so much in a fever pitch, but no, it just keeps on trotting towards the house.
I was coming with you, Lazipo. You need to stay leashed because you tried to hump poor Katyana.
Angus, we really can't go running down and saving people right now. We were all pretty damaged from that house.
I'm sorry, hero, but I must help those who cannot be helped. I must.
I agree. We must help them, but we can't help them if we don't help ourselves first. If anything, we would kill them.
I am fine.
I'm not.
And he'll start walking as you're still grabbing onto him.
I'm sorry, Bunny, you go.
The crow is going to, because ravens have the ability to like mimic like words and stuff. It's going to say, daughter, friend, we help.
Away with you, devil!
Yes,
You've taken
Jr.
my daughter! And she like looks down at the street and she can see Lancelot sort of trotting towards the house, and and all of you sort of hear and see this lady sort of half hanging out of the window, and she just says, Lancelot! And she runs out of the house.
The raven will return to me.
Oh my God! We found Lancelot's mother. Go onward.
Runs towards the old lady. Lancelot sort of runs and starts licking the old lady's face as she's like crying, and she looks up at all of you and she says, You found him. Did you find my daughter as well?
Who is your daughter, madam?
Gertruda. She went.
What did she look like? Can you describe her?
Oh, she's such a cute, beautiful little girl. Oh, she's she looks like me, but younger. Is this like old lady just like looks up at you with like these missing teeth and just like...
What color hair did she have? What was she wearing?
Brown. She has
madam, you are gorgeous. Frankly gorgeous.
She has brown hair.
Did he take a blow to the head when we were not looking?
He'll hold a hand up to you to make you shush.
Her name is Gertrude, and she has brown hair, and she went missing a few nights ago, and there are all these others in the village that have gone missing too, and I'm so afraid, and Lancelot went after her, and then I lost Lancelot, and she starts like crying again.
But now...
We found Lancelot, we found Lancey-Poo in the Durst Farmhouse. Do you know of it?
Oh, the farmhouse has been closed since I was a child.
That is where he was, madam. He's been a good dog, Lancey-Poo.
Well, not good enough to not find my daughter.
Ah, but madam, he brought you a hero.
Does she think that the dog is able to find her daughter? Is it a person and a dog?
Don't stop whispering under your breath, harlot!
No, you were meant to hear me.
Katyana and woman, please stop squabbling. Listen, madam, I will find your daughter for you.
Yes, give us a description, her last known whereabouts, and we will make sure that
I know her name. That is all I need.
That's not enough.
He definitely took a blow to the head when they were not.
Gertruda! Just yelling.
She was in her room, and I went to go give her dinner, and she wasn't there.
How old is she?
Oh, she's just a little girl. She's not, she doesn't... She can't be outside of in this dangerous world all by her own. She's so young and innocent.
How old is young?
24.
Got it.
Perhaps the woman has taken a blow to the head.
Far too young to be out here on her own.
As I said,
Surely.
she's too young and innocent, unlike all of you.
Right.
Listen, madam. Can you direct us to the nearest tavern? And start of next morning, we will go out and search.
The blood on the vine.
Is there rooms in that tavern?
Perhaps, maybe you should speak to the burgomaster.
We will do that. Thank you.
What master?
The burgomaster?
The burgomaster. If you please, I've got plenty of things to do inside. I've got to... And she kind of sort of starts moving away with Lancelot.
If you'd like us to try and help find your daughter, perhaps you could put us up for the night and we can help find her in the morning.
I am afraid I have no room. There's only my room and my daughter's room, and you are not sleeping in my daughter's room.
Perhaps we can investigate
guys, come on.
your daughter's room tomorrow. If
tomorrow morning, yes.
You are all right with that.
Yes, that would be good, yeah.
All right. Well, have
Madam.
Your special moment.
My name is Mary.
Mary. We will.
What a beautiful name for a beautiful woman. A young maiden.
Oh, you're so dashing. You're a young, dashing hero. Thank you so much.
He is.
We will find your daughter, Mary. Don't worry.
Please find Gertruda. I don't know what I would do without her, and she probably hasn't eaten her special meal. Oh no!
What is her special meal?
It's for her diet.
What's wrong with her?
Oh, you know, this, if I feed her any old swill from here, who knows what might happen. I have to make sure that everything is grown by myself.
And that you have a garden in your backyard as well, then?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, tomorrow morning we will come by and we will help trace what happened to her.
Bless you all. Bless you all. Thank you for bringing Lancelot back.
All in a day's work, Mary. Lancipoo is fantastic. He's a good boy.
Miri will sort of nod and just bring Lancelot inside the house, shutting the door behind her, leaving you all a chance.
Have a safe evening, Mary.
To have a chat amongst each other.
Angus, that was incredibly dangerous. We have no idea. What if that had been another monster? What if that had been another ghost? Yes, who knows? We just got here.
I'm sorry, Elle, but hero work is never easy.
Not all of us are self-proclaimed heroes, Angus. You need not to put us all into danger. Yes, but you are in a group. You are in a group now. If I am in a group, you are in a group, and we are stuck together.
Let's all thieve things then. So he'll give you like a very stark, angry look briefly.
Perhaps we should. It is a way to survive, is it not?
Okay.
On the street, the door of this building creaks open as you're all kind of huddled around here, in front of Mary's house. The sign above the door sort of creaks, which is called Bildreth Mercantile. It's a sort of burly man. There's a burly man here who is sort of locking up this place for the night, and he turns around to the group of you. Yes, go ahead.
As they're squabbling, Agitha kind of like is, getting annoyed. The raven's on the shoulder. She's like looking away from the squabbling and sees this like big man, and she's like in her mind, she's like, you. So she begins to walk away and strike up a conversation with them using all of their charismatic wiles.
The guy doesn't seem to be paying too much attention. He's just busy trying to lock up, and he just says, "Periwinkle, hurry up! I don't have all night." Doesn't really notice you until you make yourself super obvious.
Evening.
We're closed for evening.
Oh, no, that's all right. What exactly is your business? I'm new around here.
We are sellers. I sell all goods to the village of Barovia. He turns around. My name is Bildrath. As he looks at all of you, and he just he looks at you, and then he looks at the others who are still squabbling, and he's, "Oh, are you adventurers?"
Adventure! He yells from like the group.
We have been moving about.
Oh, I love adventurers!
I love you, citizen.
At this point, Katyana's given up arguing with Angus because he's having his little outbursts. She just kind of throws her hands up and walks away.
You know how it is, adrenaline. Oh, actually, I don't know if we know what adrenaline is. You know how it is. The humors, especially after a long day, need to let off steam. We were wondering if you could help us locate someone.
Oh, of course, but if you're all adventurers, well, I have a task just for adventurers.
Oh.
How do we keep having people in tasks?
As he says that, a sort of stocky guy with pimples sort of on his face emerges, and he says, "Oh, the back door is locked, Uncle." Oh, yes,
You have a funny voice.
Periwinkle, I'm busy with these adventurers. I have a
I would
task
like
for
to
you.
talk better.
We are open-minded to this task, but I'm afraid that
Are we?
we may need to ask for something in return.
Oh, of course, I'll give you discount. Big discount here in Barovia. Biggest discount you'll ever see.
They kind of
I
like
love
turn,
discounts.
they turn behind them and they look at Katarina and mouths the word gold.
What?
Turns back around. Discount and payment sounds nice.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
But how many adventurers do you come across these nights?
I'll pay your credits. The Republic credits no good out here. Right.
Let me sleep on it. I need to sleep on this. Come to my store tomorrow. I will sell you goods on this adventure. As I said, Bildrath Mercantile, best in Barovia.
All right.
Yes, the best.
Well, we will be sure to drop on.
Uncle, the stocks aren't. Be quiet, Periwinkle. Be quiet. As he kind of kicks Periwinkle. Oh.
Ha ha ha! You have such a funny voice.
All right. Well,
I love him.
you sleep on it. We cannot guarantee that we will be here for long, so I do hope you make up your mind soon.
You come to store. I sell you things for adventure, and I put you on task if you want. Adventurers need things, do they not? I have picked up many things in my time.
Well, are your prices better than anyone else in this town?
Best in Barovia!
Jesus Christ. Whatever god she would be referring to at this point.
Well,
No, my name is Bildrath.
that it is. You'll have a good evening, and I am sure we will find the time to meet with you again.
Yes, of course. I must go and rest for the night. I don't want to be outside dark. Ooh, the devil comes out at dark.
Yes, the devil does.
Is that a metaphor or?
I surely hope not.
The devil.
Oh, we
Rules
should
over this
probably
land.
find lodging straight away then.
The devil rules over this land.
Be quiet, Periwinkle. They don't want to hear your stories.
Oh,
I do want to
okay.
hear his stories. I would like to hear the young man's stories.
Perhaps tomorrow. It is getting quite dark.
Yeah. You don't want to hear his stories. He's filled with fantasies in his head.
And so are you if you think we shall be doing your job without being paid.
Yeah, you're a rude one, but I like rude ones. I don't.
Well, isn't that something? We should probably find a place to rest before I retch.
Elle just points at the tavern, which is down the street, and
Oh,
starts
so
walking.
look at that. We do need to go
Plont,
now.
still holding Agitha's hand, starts walking towards the tavern.
That's right.
The whole time.
With their senses,
Go.
with their senses back, they will like let go and
Plont
Thank
continues holding Agitha's hand.
Oh.
As you all walk away, Bildbrath is like, he yells, "Don't forget to come tomorrow! Remember, Billcraft's Melted Kale! Best prices in Barovia! All of Barovia!"
the crow.
Papers, please.
The
Elle just raises a hand.
the raven just kind of mimics Barovia, and
Get out of
Agatha.
here, you stupid bird!
No, it's still on her shoulder.
Oh, sorry.
And Agitha is just like, oh god, it's learning.
Glory to Astotska. Into the tavern.
Okay, so you make your way into the Blood on the Vine Tavern. There's a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming it to be the Blood of the Blood of the Vine Tavern. The crow is perched atop the. There's like a crow with blue feathers on its wings that is perched atop, that looks at all of you sort of very curiously and just sort of caws as it does, as you stand at the threshold.
Did you get two crows?
I want to cast the spell that I have, Divine Sense on it.
Mm-hmm. You cast Divine... So Divine Sense, it's not like on a specific thing, right? It's like on an area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So first things first, you feel you sort of send out your tendrils towards, well, sorry, not your tendrils, your sort of divine aura towards the crow. You don't feel any maliciousness, any evil coming from the crow, but you do feel immense evil behind you. And when you look, that's when Agitha sits there with the crow that just says "Barovia, Barovia, Barovia."
That's it. I don't sense anything else within 60 feet.
Inside
the tavern?
No.
You know the type of evil that you detect?
Celestial, fiend, and undead, it says.
Fiend.
It was a fiend, yeah.
Fiend, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, unless there's any discussion about that.
No, I just wanted to know.
You enter the tavern, and as you enter the tavern, it is a sort of depressing-looking 60-foot square area where there is a few people sitting here. There is a blazing fire in a hearth that gives scant warmth to a few huddled souls around the hearth. There is a barkeep who's just a sort of stoic-looking man that just is polishing a glass. With a big sort of mustache. There are three sort of more exotic-looking women who are seated at a table, sort of gossiping and speaking amongst each other as you walk in. They're wearing like veils and sort of jewelry adorning them. And then there's a guy who is sort of seated with his legs up on a table, drinking from a wine glass, sort of long bronze hair, just sort of with a wistful stare in the distance. Doesn't really seem to take notice of you as you walk in.
Katyana's definitely eyeing the exotic ladies with the jewelry. It's quietly.
Yeah, they're sort of whispering to each other as you all walk in.
Elle's gonna go straight to the barkeep.
The barkeep just sort of doesn't really look at you. It's just like looking straight ahead and just sort of says, while still polishing the glass, "What do you want?"
I'm looking for someone.
Beer.
And then
I can offer beer.
That's it? You don't have information?
Not on the menu.
Right.
Katyana would follow.
What about
behind
a room for the
Luelle.
night, perhaps?
Not on the menu.
Katyana's going to look around the room amongst the different people because she's getting a sense that the bloke is not offering things up because something's not quite as it should be with potentially the patrons.
Give me an insight check, please.
May I also?
Ah,
Why is it that you only have beer on the menu? Do you have food?
We also have water. We have food. No wine shipment, no. Wines haven't been coming from the Wizards of Wines.
But this tavern doesn't offer rooms.
No rooms, not on the menu.
Where can we find a room for the evening?
The man who is sort of seated with his glass sort of says, "Pay him no mind. Come."
And you are?
My name is Isma Kalyanovich.
That's who we're looking for.
Kalyanovich. Perhaps are there many Kalyanoviches in this town?
Yeah, last I checked, I was the last. I'm the only Kalyanovich here.
Well, we have a letter addressed to you.
Do you know?
We were told
Where did
to
you
deliver
get this
it.
letter?
It was left for us to find.
Yeah,
After we
was.
cleared out Durst Farm.
Take a seat. As he motions for you. Meanwhile, Katyana, you're kind of paying more attention to the three women that are sort of speaking amongst each other. As the others are sort of ushered towards the Isma Kalyanovich, you and Agitha kind of get ushered over by the colourful, exotic-looking woman. So do you two head over there, or do you join the rest of your party? Okay, so.
Oh no, I'm going to talk to the pretty ladies.
So we'll first cover Ismark, and he just says, "Oh, looks like your friends are making acquaintances with the Vistana."
Who's the Vistana?
The Vistani. They travel the lands. They're favorites of the devil.
The devil. You're the second person to refer to the devil. Third person, actually. Can you explain what that is?
Well, I take from your line of questioning and your general confusion about everything that you're not exactly locals. Correct?
No, we're very new.
Oh. The devil, well, it's bad luck to say his name, but he rules over this land. Keeps us in this perpetual hell.
His name Voldemort.
But if you are travelers from far across the mists, well, I do have some bad news for you, I'm afraid.
And what would that bad news be?
You're not the first ones to come. You won't be the last. You'll likely... If you end up like the others, you'll likely be dead. My condolences.
Well, at least we can make this delivery then. Here you are. Hand him the letter.
He opens the letter. It's like a twinge of fury in his eyes. So he crumples the letter and throws it into the fire.
That letter was bad news?
It's the devil.
The devil sends you letters.
No. He merely wants something that my father would not give him. The old burgomaster of this village. I'm the burgomaster now. If you're from outside of here, burgomaster is like the leader of the town. Yeah? My father was the burgomaster. He died of a heart attack a few nights back because of the devil.
I'm sorry for your loss.
He was a good man.
Confused. How did the devil cause a heart attack?
He has grown a fascination with my sister, Irina Katyana. And so he's been sending his minions to our house when it gets dark, and, well, my father couldn't take it anymore. Frightens, the scares of seeing giant wolves in the darkness outside baying at your doors. He had a heart attack and gave out.
That's awful.
Isn't it just? But that's the law.
And I'm assuming that letter that you received from the devil was asking for your sister again?
Indeed. Indeed it was. The devil.
If this, I don't mean to imply something awful, but if this devil is so powerful, why would he not just take that which he wants?
Good question.
Because it's not as fun.
I see.
I don't dare to think of what the devil thinks in his mind.
Don't know. It seems to imply to me that he's not all powerful if he can't just take what he wants.
Perhaps. So, tell me about yourselves. Sir, you've been very quiet there in the corner. You okay?
I think letting everyone speak, Angus would have maybe not sat with the rest of the group, but sat up by the barkeep, like on the bar stool, if there's any.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So you would have stayed.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's like trying to converse with the barkeep, like lightly.
Yeah. So okay, we'll cut over to there, where the barkeep is just still polishing that same spot on the glass. Doesn't say anything to you. What do you say?
You have a wonderful establishment, friend.
Not on the
Fantastic.
menu.
Well, I will have a beer.
He pops the glass that he's been polishing down in front of you, grabs a tankard, tips the tankard while just looking over at you blankly, and then puts it down, and he just says, 2 SP.
Angus will take out 6 SP, and he'll put the 2 down, and he'll put the 4, and he'll say, 4 if we have a little chat. Just you and me.
Chat's not on the menu. But he takes the 4.
Well, you deserve the donation, friend. And he'll just down the beer.
Meanwhile, we're going to cut over to Agitha and Katyana as they go towards these 3 sort of giggling, exotic-looking ladies. And they say, "Ooh, so interesting, outsiders. Haven't seen outsiders in a while."
How long is the while?
Oh, since we were kicked out of the camp.
Camp?
Yes. We're Vistani. We can travel the lands freely. But we got kicked out of the camp because Sorvia over here decided to flirt with Arigel, and then Arigel got, and then Radu got angry about that, and then it has created a lot of drama, and then, you can't have one sister gone without the other sister, so this is where we are.
Ah, so sisters 3, I see.
Yes, and one of them says, I'm Elenka. The other one says, Mirabelle. And I am Sorvia.
You can travel freely.
Yes. Because our Lord allows it.
Who is this lord?
Oh, it is Lord Strahd himself. Count Zarovich.
Now, I heard that the devil rules over the land.
Oh, shush your mouth. Shush your mouth. That is slander against our Lord.
Well, offense is the last thing we would want to cause,
I'm just repeating what I heard on the street is all. I don't know what's going on.
Pardon our ignorance,
It's okay. The Lord is very accommodating.
How does he accommodate you?
He allows us safe passage from the mists and outside, and we don't get accosted by his creatures of the night.
What must you do in return for their favor?
Oh, nothing. You see, a long time ago, our ancestors saved the Lord when he was on death's bed. And when he attained his power, he remembered the favor that we gave. And so he has allowed all Vistana to serve him in the mists and out of the mists.
See.
So you have some idea of how to navigate this mist, then, I imagine.
Oh, yes. But, it's a little harder not in the camp. You should visit the camp.
Where is this camp?
Oh, it is near Sear Falls. On the old Slavish road. Further down.
Anything we need to know before meeting with the Vistani?
We would, of course, like to honor your cultural heritage, and if there is a gift of some kind to bring.
Oh. Maybe you should see. No, just a presence will be gift enough. And one of the Vistani looks over at Angus as Angus is trying to have conversation with the barkeep, and they sort of giggle amongst each other as that happens.
Oh, you like the large blonde one,
Oh, no. Your friend over there, he's going to have a pretty tough time to speak with Alec.
Alec is...
The barkeep.
Sorry, Bunny asked why that is as well.
Why are they not so talkative?
Do you not see it in their eyes?
I see that they're dead behind the eyes, but why?
Because they have no soul.
But where did it go?
I think that's a bit of a philosophical question.
I'd like to insight.
Yeah, insight. With a 13, she's the one that you're talking to at the moment, Sorvia. She's being quite genuine. You also sort of notice around you that there are other people here that equally have that distant gaze. So sort of telling you that it's not just the barkeep that has this distant gaze here.
Perhaps he offered some sort of disrespect to the Lord.
No.
I have heard many things about how powerful he is, though.
No. Sometimes baby born with soul, other times baby not born with soul. It's how it is in Barovia.
Okay.
Curious.
Meanwhile, we'll cut back over to Ismark with Elle and Plont. As Ismark also makes the same remark about pretty much going over what the Vistani also said about the soul thing, saying about how Angus is going to have a tough time talking to Eric.
Have you ever been outside of Barovia?
The village? Or the land?
The land?
No. Not allowed out. Trapped here by the devil.
You were born here?
Born here, yes.
And have you spoken about, I guess what you just said about children being born with souls with other people like us? Because that's not what it's like outside of this place.
Nonsense.
Everyone where I'm from is born with a soul.
So you're telling me everyone has a... That sounds so exhausting. I have a hard enough time keeping conversation with people who do have souls.
But that's everyone where we're from.
That's what I'm saying. Exhausting.
Oh. I see. Do you know if it's always been this way? Do you have a historian of the town?
No, I just know it happens in this land. There was a time when there was no mists around Barovia, but that was so long ago.
How long?
So long that I don't know. In fact, it's probably not even true. We've probably always been here.
Very well. Well, thank you for the conversation and the hospitality. Do you know where we can find some lodging for the evening?
Yes, that is why I called you here. Listen. With the devil looking for my sister, it is not safe to keep her here. I will offer lodging to you regardless, because you're gonna need all the help you can get. But if you could take Irina out of here to Kresk or Valaki, might be outside of the devil's control.
If the devil has control over all of Barovia, and we can't leave Barovia, how are we supposed to get her out?
We need to get her somewhere safe. Valaki, there is a baron there that has been friends of my family. They might be able to keep her safe. Or Kresk, which is a little further away, there is an abbot that I've heard of that might be able to protect her from his grasp with his holiness.
And to which god is this abbot's church consecrated?
The Morning Lord. The Thunder.
Does that name mean anything to...
Does it mean anything to you out of character? I mean, you would have heard of Lathander. It's like a sun god.
Okay.
There are various worshippers of Lathander in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah. Very well. That sounds like a good plan. What do you think, Elle?
I think, considering what we've encountered so far, it's going to be very difficult having somebody with us that we need to protect. But I also don't want to see her be harassed by this devil. So I don't think we have much of a choice.
We'll cut back to Angus, as Angus is still with Eric. As Eric just sort of grabs another glass, starts like polishing it again, looking in the distance. What does Angus say?
That's a nice glass.
Not on the menu.
What is on the menu?
Beer, food, not wine though. Shipments haven't come in from the wizards of the winery.
What are the wizards of the winery?
It's a vineyard where wine comes. Down the old Slavish road, past Vallaki.
That's where we came from. Which way is that, Vallaki?
It's to the north. Well, sorry, I need to look at the actual map to see what direction. I think it might be east. It's to the east. It's a few days' travel.
Is there anything interesting about that town?
Not on the menu.
Tell me about your beer.
It's delivered every fortnight.
By whom?
Don't know the man's name.
Where's he from?
Out of town.
Which way out of town?
To the east.
To the east, so he's probably from Vallaki as well.
I wouldn't know, it's not on the menu.
What else did you say was on the menu? Your water. Where do you get your water?
There's a well. We'll cut away from that for a moment.
I don't know. This is getting interesting. I want to see where this conversation goes.
Okay.
Yeah,
You really
I feel like it's
want it?
important.
Okay.
I feel like it's really important to
Alright, let's
figure
go.
out where
It
the
is.
water
It's
comes
incredibly
from.
important content.
There's a
Especially
well
because
in the
Angus can do
village.
potable water.
The well, where's that in the village? Which direction?
It's to the north.
And it's that. Is it not that?
Oh, sorry.
Is that not a well?
No, I think it's actually somewhere else, but no, it's fine.
There's a lot
See?
of wells, it looks like.
Good thing we clarified.
Okay, fine. He'll say there's a lot of wells around the city, but the village,
Which one do you source from?
the one closest to me,
Gotcha. What is your name?
Eric.
Are you from here, Eric?
Yes,
How long have you lived here, Eric?
my whole life.
How old are you, Eric?
57.
57? You're a young boy. Do you own this establishment, Eric? This
No.
wonderful establishment?
No, they do. As he points at the three Vistani ladies, Katyana and Agitha, speaking with. And at that point, that's going to be the point of where we're going to cut over to Agitha and Katyana. So, Agitha and Katyana, you see one of the three ladies sort of look over at Elle and Plont as they're speaking with this other guy, and they kind of point and sort of whisper amongst each other and giggle.
Does that one also not have a soul?
No, but he might as well not. It's Mark the Lesser.
Oh.
Such a pitiful, pitiful man.
Why is that?
Oh, he lives in the shadow of his father. And now that his father is dead, oh, he's got no one to he's got no one to fall back on. What a tissue. He is a lesser.
Hilarious. So, if his father is gone, what does that make him?
Oh, he's the burgomaster of this village, but we have a little bet, you see. We bet that he's not gonna last more than a week as burgomaster before this whole village turns to shit and somebody else has to become the leader.
Has he not been burgomaster for long?
Oh, his father died not too long ago. He's the previous burgomaster.
I have a feeling that you're not so much a fan of They're lying.
Not necessarily. He's disgusting and useless.
Perhaps I am just overly curious, but what makes them useless?
I bet you, if you put a sword in his hand, he'd probably grab it from the blade because he wouldn't know how to hold it.
Ah, I see.
The pampered prince.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as newcomers to this wonderful land, do you have any advice that we should heed?
Enjoy your stay in Barovia. It is a wonderful place.
You know, the mist is most unusual. What can you tell me about the mist?
It's around.
How long has it been around?
Oh, since... well, since our Lord took over the land. Hundreds of years ago.
So your lord is long-lived then?
He is long-lived. Long-lived Lord Strahd.
Interesting.
The mist is not like the kind where I am from.
Oh, it
doesn't-
is definitely not.
It doesn't move or feel the same.
If you want to know more about the mist, I mean, we don't know much, but Madame Eva at the camp, she might know a thing or two. She's quite old and wise. A little bit decrepit, but that's fine.
You see, the mist and I have had this dance where I come from. I've seen it a few times, but only recently has it deigned to whisk me away to such a splendid place.
Oh, you are blessed. Oh, you are blessed.
So those who are whisked away are blessed then?
Yes, you're blessed that you were here. That is why you're blessed.
I am very curious to speak to this madam at the camp. I'm sure they have much to say about this mist and this land.
They usually
Perhaps.
do, but it's usually just not there. And they all just giggle amongst each other.
Thank you, ladies, so much for your chat. I may go and marvel at the uselessness of the man.
Yes, try not to make him feel too emasculated.
I cannot make any promise.
We cut back over to Ismark, who is with Elle and Plont, and Ismark sort of sighs, downs the rest of his glass, puts it down, and he just says, I was lucky that I managed to buy a bottle of wine before the shipment stopped. Oh, right. Shall we head off then? Do you want to gather your party?
Yeah.
Please gather your party before leaving the area.
I think that's a good idea, yes.
I'll wait for you outside. Those Vistana have been staring at me this whole time. I cannot stop them.
I'll
Obviously.
go and get Angus.
Yeah, Angus,
So that
yeah,
he
so
doesn't get left behind.
Ismark will leave. He will sort of be outside. Meanwhile, Angus is with Eric still. Eric's still polishing the glass as Elle approaches. What would Angus be saying to Eric at this point as Elle approaches?
Practice makes perfect after all. That glass is spick and span.
Angus, we found who we were looking for, and he offered us lodging.
Ah, yes. This man's name is Arik. He is 57 years old. He's lived in Barovia all of his life. Those three women own this fine establishment. They haven't gotten their wine shipment in a while. The shipment comes from the wizards of the winery. They're located in Vallaki to the east, a couple of days from here. He sources his beer from that direction too, but he has never met the man, nor does he know where he comes from. Arik sources the water from the coast as well. There are a lot of wells in this town. Arik hates talking about things that are not on the menu, but thankfully, he and his wares are on the menu. So I was able to get a decent amount of information from him. He's a young boy.
Oh my god, that was fantastic. That was great.
I'm okay now.
That was a lot of useful information, actually.
Thank you.
Because we need to go that direction. Oh, also, Eric apparently doesn't have a soul, which is why he is the way that he is.
Yeah, he's a lovely young boy. He's just like not listening to you.
Great. Let's go, Angus.
Onward to mission.
So before going out of the pub, I think that Katyana would make a point of pulling the party aside to share the information around what the Vistani had said.
Yeah. So go ahead. Have some role play between each other, and then we can be with this.
Well, we've completed our delivery. I don't think it was a welcome one. The Master Kalyanovich, he let us know that the letter was essentially the lord of this land asking for his sister's hand in marriage.
Not just asking for it, threatening for it, considering he killed his father.
Well, we don't know that for sure. By
sending monsters. Well, he said he sent monsters repeatedly, and his old man
but the monsters didn't actually harm the old man. The man was frightened to death from them.
Well, the three lovely ladies in the corner currently are in good standing with this Lord Strahd, I believe.
They own this tavern.
Not just...
Plont. Sorry, just to interrupt one second. Plont, Lord Strahd, you remember that name from the Durst Farmhouse where you grabbed that sword, or that sword was grabbed, it had those sort of elvish runes in it that was a gift from Strahd von Zarovich.
Yes, I believe at some point the Durst family were in Strahd's favor.
And he thanked us for wiping them out or cleaning up
I believe
that
so.
mess?
The letter that came in the basket had his seal upon it.
Well, we did come across a letter in the house that, well, it said that they like to see them suffer.
Well, whatever we know that this Strahd has a lot of power.
And
wanted to see from
quite
what
fickle.
Perhaps.
And old.
From what we saw in the Durst house, if he wanted them to suffer, well, that place was full of suffering.
Still find it unusual that we were thanked for cleaning up a mess that seems like was intentional at the very least. I find it hard to believe that he could not clean it up himself if he wanted to.
I find it hard to believe that he intended for the mess to be cleaned up and not for us to be cleaned up by the mess. A politician's way of saying thank you for something they did not actually intend you to do.
That is what I think as well. I think that it was more of a sign that we are being watched rather than an actual genuine thank.
Yes, perhaps.
Which is why we will not be drinking the wine.
Well, it was also
I'll take 10 minutes before we bed down tonight, and I'll be able to tell if there's anything funny going on with it.
That sounds useful.
We could have sold it to the tavern.
I would rather not sell something that could possibly hurt people.
And if the wine is no longer coming, there's likely a reason for that, do you not think?
Mm-hmm.
Something
And
that
I mean, it would drive up the price of this bottle. Perhaps
true.
Angus is on a good idea here.
After you check it, maybe we should just sell it.
As long as it's
I have
not
no use for
harmful,
wine.
there's no magic. There's no magic affecting it. Then I have no issue with this.
I have a request.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Takes your hand again.
She takes her other hand and just kind of like pats the hand that you're using to hold her hand, and just like lets you. Like she's not even going to say anything.
You're far more patient the woman than I.
We have undergone some pretty serious stuff. And for better or worse, whether we like each other or not, we need each other to survive. That is just fact. That is just fact.
I agree.
Indisputable, irrefutable, undeniable. I believe it will only serve to help us in the long term to get to know each other a little more before we go to bed. Now, I'm not asking for people to divulge their deepest, darkest secrets, but I think that we should try to make an attempt to, if not like each other, establish some sort of professional neutrality, something that will allow us to be more effective at surviving and understanding each other's tactics moving forward. We must come from a place of no judgment. We must try to meet each other in the middle. Okay?
Elle side eyes Katya, but just says, okay.
I'm just like staring daggers at Katya.
I suppose if I am to be stuck with you all at this time.
But that's and kind of like looks to both of the individuals that are staring at Katya. But that also means we must meet everyone in the middle. We cannot expect people to adjust to us. We must form a new middle ground.
I have no problem with a woman's talents. She is adept at what she does. However, the behavior, that'll take getting used to.
Elle's just holding her neck where the handprint is. I'll do my best to forget and forgive.
We all have to make a living, do we not?
We do. As far as I know at this point, my princess is still alive, and I'm going to hold on to that information and not dwell on what happened in the past.
This is good. We can delve deeper when we are someplace safer, if such a place exists. But I think that this is a good first step. Now, we need to go somewhere?
Yes.
We're going to
With
meet
that-
old bud.
The five of you will exit the tavern. Ismark is just sort of waiting and sees all of you, and he just says to the three that he hasn't met yet, he just says, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ismark Kalyanovich, Burgomaster of Barovia.
Angus Ridgecliffe, local hero.
But
Not
local
so
to his
local.
home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say I've not met
That
this-
is my subtitle. It's non-negotiable.
I was going to
Okay.
say I've not met this person before in my life, but yeah, no, that makes sense.
I am up and coming, good sir. Up and coming.
That remains to be seen. All right, shall
I
we head off?
am. Oh, very well.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. We know you're new.
One too many glasses of wine.
The crushed dragon's gone to my head a little bit. Sorry. Who are you?
They will flourish a hand towards Katya first.
Katyana,
Pleasure to meet
pleasure,
you, Katyana.
I'm sure.
It is a pleasure.
And I am Agitha.
Oh. Well. Now that introductions are gone, perhaps we should go into lodging before things begin to get a bit weird around here.
Oh, I think it's far too late for that. But yes, let us find lodging.
And then we'll agree.
The six of you make your way down the cobblestone streets as you sort of going back towards...
Are we going here? Is that where we're going?
No, you're going down here, sort of down to the south. So you're sort of going past the mercantile place and Mary's home. Mary is still sobbing, you can hear, and then Ismark just sort of sighs and he just says, Mad Mary is at it again.
Mad?
Oh, that's what they call her. It's cruel.
What is it that makes her mad?
Oh, the fact that she imprisoned her 20-year-old daughter in her house, treated her like a little girl, and then was surprised when suddenly the little girl ran away.
I kind of thought that might have been what happened, considering when I asked her how old she was, she said 24.
That's far too young. Far too young.
Okay, well maybe you'll get along with Mad Mary then, local hero. But Gertruda, I was childhood friends with Gertruda. Even when childhood, she was coddled.
Where is she now?
I don't know. Hopefully somewhere safe.
You know, in my experience, even mad people can sometimes be right.
Yeah.
So, they may have originally ran away from this captivity, but maybe now they are in trouble.
There is some danger if there is other children
It's
or
very
loved
likely.
ones being stolen.
It's very
Yeah.
likely. The other concerning thing is that there has been some other missing people within the village in the last few weeks. So, it's possible that there's something untoward. There's something always untoward happening here. We just got over the plague, the illness. You'll see some of the houses that are boarded up here. It's because the plague struck the houses.
Ew.
Lovely.
It was a very weird, peculiar thing. Rigor mortis, your body stiffen. It would do it to their face, but curl it into a smile.
That's terrifying.
Those are the lucky
Also,
ones.
does not sound
The
like
unlucky ones were turned into servants of the devil.
I have a feeling that the plague was from the devil then, if they became servants to him.
Very likely. As you make your way down the cobblestone street, there's the sound of sort of squeaky wheels as a old lady sort of pushes a cart into the street before you and looks over and says, "Oh, I haven't seen your faces before. Oh, hello, Ismark. And Ismark just sort of nods and just says, Granny, would you like a pastry?
No.
No, thank you.
Well, I'll take one. Thank you.
No.
Plont.
I will too.
No.
If Plont reaches out for pastry, Katyana would slap his hand away from it.
I'm gonna do the same to Angus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't you remember what happened the last time you shoved food into your mouth?
It was nummy in my tummy wummy.
Yeah, you threw up.
Well, I mean, I this will be free, you know. And she kind of points out at some of the people. You notice that there's some people that are kind of like splayed out on like sort of balconies and like steps. They look to be in some sort of ecstasy. And she says, "They're special pastries. They give you dreams."
No.
Perhaps
Absolutely
one for later.
Plont, no.
No. Free of charge, of course.
Thank you. And I don't touch it. Is there like a napkin that she gives?
Yeah. She
Yeah, so I like make sure that it's inside the napkin, it's not touched, and it goes.
Katyana stares at Plont as if
Ismark.
daring him.
She
I'm
looks
making
over.
sure that Angus doesn't put any in his mouth.
Oh,
Do you take one as well, Angus?
I do,
won't let
but I
him.
do the same as Plum.
I'm staring daggers right now, and my hands are at the ready to just like karate chop it out of your hand.
Passes you a pastry, and it smells amazing. But she passes it to you, and she just says, "Yes,
in my backpack."
Master Kalyanovich, would you like one?" And Ismark just says, "No, Granny, I am fine for tonight. Thank you." "Oh, very well. Safe travels." And she sort of hunches over and just pushes the cart.
Yeah, Agitha's watching her.
What's in these pastries that makes people lose themselves? As she gestures to the...
Ismark continues forward and he just shrugs and he says, "I don't know, but it's very addictive, so be careful.
Yeah.
It's an escape from this place, which is desperately needed."
Granny,
That must be tempting, but
I can understand that.
do not trust that
Well,
woman.
I have seen the results of the addiction of the pastries, so I do not wish to partake.
What are the results?
I have seen... Well, I have seen men trade things that they shouldn't, because they ran out of coin for the pastries.
In the end, do these people addicted to them die?
Everyone dies.
But not directly from the pastries?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
You make your way towards a mansion at the end of the street. You see a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rustling iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering, squealing clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds, impressed with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw marks have stripped the once beautiful finish on the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. Anyone want to give me a perception check?
Yeah. Can I take my passive instead of rolling?
Yeah, what's your passive?
13.
why am
Cool.
I rolling so poorly?
Elle, Plont, Agitha, and Angus, you three notice that the grounds, as you survey it, have been with the trampled weeds and whatnot, as well as there are scores of wolf footprints and human footprints in the ground.
Do they look like normal wolf prints?
Big wolf footprints.
Got it.
Ismark reaches the door and he just turns around and he says, I do apologize. It's not exactly in the greatest shape.
We have slept in far worse places in recent days.
Yes.
He unlocks the door, opens it, and walks in, leaving the door open for everyone to follow him. He'll just sort of yell, Irina! I'm home! I've got friends! They'll help! Irina! And then he looks back and I'm gonna go find my sister. You make yourselves at home.
How old is your sister?
She's 25. Don't go into the drawing room. Our father's body is in there, unless you like hanging around dead bodies.
Why have you not buried him?
We would if we could. The priest has been... the priest has not been helpful.
What do you mean?
And, well, I think it's best if I get Irina here, because it's... Irina! And he kind of like goes within the manor, leaving you guys. The interior of the mansion you see is well furnished, yet the fixtures show great sign of wear. There are notable oddities that are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. You see that the room that Ismark pointed to, the door is closed. But you guys all have a chance to speak amongst one another.
The holy symbols, do I recognize them?
No. Well, yes, sorry, you will. You will have recognized that they're like kind of sun symbols, like sun medallions.
Okay.
I know we spoke of getting to know one another before, but given the way this man's father died, perhaps we should rest prior to the arrival of, was it minions? The Dark Lords.
The footprints outside were of giant wolves, and that tracks with the story that he was telling us in the tavern, that the devil sent giant monsters to harass him until he died. I still can't understand how the monsters aren't getting inside, however. I'm confused.
Well, are these not wards of some kind?
There's something that we've established. It's that while the lord of this place may have the ability to take what he wants, he simply does not do so, instead seeking the permission and consent of people involved.
Which does not feel particularly evil.
That doesn't, well, it's not just that, it doesn't seem like he has the ability to take it then. And I don't understand.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Perhaps he needs an invitation into the house.
You
will have noticed that Ismark did not invite any of you into the house.
Okay. Interesting. So, whom is not capable of entering a premises without invitation?
Well, I think that we should...
Let's say out loud.
I think that we should hold off judgment until we hear Irina's perspective.
You hear an argument upstairs.
Perhaps she wishes to go and be wed to the lord of this place and is being prevented to do so. It wouldn't be the first time that this has happened.
The raven will hop from the shoulder onto like the arm and like down to the hand, and with the final hop it kind of transfigures into a spider, and they will put it on the wall and mentally command it to kind of, skitter up and basically eavesdrop on the conversation.
Can we see this?
The bird turning into a spider? Yeah.
Katyana would just kind of look at it and kind of make a face like, I figured that would be the case.
What?
Well,
But it was
wasn't a crow, raven. Certainly wasn't just a raven. I got the sense that it's more
Magic.
than that.
It is magic.
As you extend your mind into the spider's sight, you see Ismark fighting with not fighting, but having an argument with somebody. You can't quite see them. The sort of a door of a wardrobe is sort of opened, covering them. But he's arguing with a female, and he just says, "They're here to help, Arena. You need to be taken out of here." And then you hear the woman say, "No, I cannot leave until father is buried. I am not leaving I'm not leaving until father is put to rest." And then Ismark will just sort of sigh, and he'll just say, Arena, I've tried to talk to Donovich, to the father Donovich, and he is not. Look, by the morning, Lord, you need to leave.
While this conversation is happening, Agitha is kind of acting as like a speaker in a way, very softly whispering what is being said through her own mouth.
And then Arena will say, well, if these friends of yours are so great, then perhaps they can help us bury our father. Then I will leave. And then Ismark just says, by the morning, Lord, get ready, meet them, and we'll talk about it with them, okay? And Ismark goes to slam the door, and he sort of goes down the stairs and joins everyone, and just you see this clear exacerbation in his face, and he's just she's coming. Arena's coming down soon.
Trouble?
Oh, she's being a little shit.
Oh, she doesn't
That's
agree
family
with
for
the course of action you've suggested?
No, she wants to bury our father first.
And is she agreeable to leaving this town afterward?
Yes.
Well, perhaps we can assist with burying your father.
If you could, that would be great. That'd be one less thing off our mind, but I don't know if you want to do that tonight before you rest, or if you want to do that tomorrow, but father is not going anywhere as he looks over at the door. The sort of pungent aroma of decay is kind of wafting through. He's not going anywhere, so perhaps it could wait until tomorrow.
We need to rest first.
And I think it's best if we don't do the ceremony at night, considering that's apparently when the devil takes people and sends monsters.
I agree.
The devil is always watching in day and night. It's not really day and night here. The fog makes sure of that.
Right.
And I think digging a grave will give us plenty of time to get to know one another, no?
It's not just burying the grave. We need the father. We need the morning lord to bless our father as he's being buried. So,
well, luckily we have a holy person here, one we prepared earlier.
You're an acolyte of the morning lord.
Unfortunately, no. I follow Tyr.
I don't know who that is, but we need the morning lord. Arena's not gonna leave for anything less. She's
You could not just tell him that you are an acolyte of the morning lord. You look holy enough.
You want me to lie?
Yes.
No.
As Ismark sort of sits down, he's like, "Do you want any food? Are you hungry? Do you need any water? Any? I've got another bottle of wine somewhere here."
Food would be great.
Food and water.
Sleep.
Yes.
Yes. There's rooms upstairs. You can be, I'm not gonna force you all to sleep down here with my father's decaying corpse right there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How hospitable.
I will be back in a moment. I'm just going to take off my armor, and he'll start to walk up the stairs.
We were going to look for a store in town. I don't know if you may have a small piece of parchment, perhaps some cornstarch.
Yeah, I'll look for that. That's fine.
Thank you.
Bildrath Mercantile. Is that where you?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the only place to?
It's the only
purchase?
place here in the village, unfortunately.
Which is
Bildrath
exactly
is
why he would say it's the best place in the village.
Yes, because he's the best place because he's the only place. But because of that, all of his prices are so fucking expensive.
I wonder if there's something we could do in order to get those prices lowered.
Open our own store?
Something less permanent.
Well, I am the
Wouldn't
burgomaster.
necessarily.
If you need a deed somewhere, there's plenty of houses that can be repurposed. So, if that's what you want to do, then I'm not stopping you. Anyway, I'm gonna go get the food. Angus.
I think that's a fine idea, Kasha.
We just derail the entire campaign and open a fucking store in Barovia.
I could see you and I with a store, some little ones running. No, okay, all right.
Angus, as you make your way up the stairs, you make your way to. You sort of look around. There's a few rooms here, but you're not sure where exactly the room is that you're meant to be. One of the doors opens, and you see a sort of very pretty woman with auburn hair walk out, and she kind of gets a startle, and she's, "Oh, are you one of Ismark's friends?"
Hi, my name is Angus. My god, you are wonderfully beautiful.
Thank you. Irina Katyana.
Angus Ridgecliffe. Pleasure.
There's something about Irina that, it almost is like it's one of those faces that you're like, I think I've seen one, like one of these faces you've seen before, but you can't quite point out where you have, but there's a familiarity there.
And I'll say as I think that intriguing.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go downstairs. Your room will be down the hall, and you are the friends downstairs.
Yes. He'll take 2 steps and then he'll look back and he'll say, "Actually, this armor it's only accessible from the back. Do you mind?"
Sure. And she unfastens the armor from the back.
Awesome. Thank you. And he'll turn around, and as he turns around, he sort of steps a little bit too close.
Irina will nod and make her way to the stairs. Or the 4 of you hear creaking on the stairs as there is movement of someone coming down. You all kind of look over and you see this young woman in her 20s with auburn hair descend down the stairs. Now, Elle, if she had golden hair, she would be the spitting image of Princess Ishlin. She looks at the 4 of you and she just says, "You must be the other friends Ismark talked about. Irina Katyana." And then Ismark comes out of the kitchen and says, Irina, you've met Irina. Great.
I, based on the relatively small interaction with the princess, would potentially recognize her a little bit.
No, I would say only Elle would like, because she's got completely different hair, but it's beyond the hair. If you were to take the hair out of the equation and swap out for Princess Ishlin's hair, then this is the exact spitting image of her.
I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
You cast Divine Sense. You don't feel any kind of evil from her or anywhere really around.
No celestial or undead?
No celestial or undead.
Okay. Except for Fiend, obviously, Agitha.
Well,
Indie boy.
You are a looker, aren't you?
You're the second one to say that. Is everyone in your group so...
Katyana would smack Plont up the back of the head.
Risky?
Oh, sorry, I just,
You're at least 3 times the young lady's age. Leave her be.
Paying her a genuine compliment. Thank you very much.
Are you sure it's safe for me to go with these people, Ismark? Ismark is...
Do not worry, he is small. He is easily put in a bag and controlled.
Oh, that sounds like a good night tonight.
Spy
Agitha begins to crawl up Plont's leg.
Oh. Hello, little friend.
Right.
Arena. You said your name was Arena?
Yeah, Arena Katyana. Sorry, I didn't grab your names. I met Angus upstairs.
Yes.
Plont,
Lucky
Grefla.
you.
Plont, okay, yep.
L.
L, okay. Is it just L or is it short for something?
It's short for something.
Katyana.
Katyana. Looks over at Agitha.
I am Agitha.
That's wonderful names. Angus, by this point, you would have made your way back down, and Arena would have stepped out of the way to let you.
Just in your skippies.
He'll be wearing his spare suit of clothing that he holds in his backpack, and he'd be nice and fresh. He'd have a weird sort of newfound confidence to him.
Elle, why are you looking at me?
Because you need him more confidence.
Why are you staring at me, Elle?
You look like somebody I know. Very weird.
Oh, I've used that line plenty of times.
Another smack over the back of the head.
Ow!
Have you perhaps seen her in your dreams too?
Oh my lord.
No. Don't say that out loud either next time you meet somebody, Angus.
I think we are going to need to discuss the difference between inside and outside thoughts, Angus.
Yes.
I'm well aware.
Perhaps
Yes,
we
it's
shall
yes.
discuss with Plont also. We'll have a group session. It will be very productive.
I'll enjoy talking about things inside with you.
Oh.
Plont, maybe we should
Irina, there is something you must know about us, and that is we don't know each other. So we are figuring it out as we go along.
Okay.
And what I meant was that you actually look like the woman that I protected. Princess.
Well, I'm no princess. I'm just the
You look like
burgomaster's
you could
daughter.
Be her
But-
friend. It's unusual.
Agitha will look at the burgomaster.
Mhm.
Does she know? She
Uh,
knows.
to Ismark?
Yeah.
And then Ismark just... So, know what?
About the Lord and their interests.
Yes.
Right. I'm glad we don't have to talk around it. You may not be a princess, but someone wants to make you royalty. What is this about?
I first saw him when I was getting water from the well. He was watching me in the shadows, and he just stared at me. I felt the need to go to him, so I did. And he bit me.
He bit you?
Yes. And she shows her neck, and there's two puncture wounds on her neck.
Do they look fresh?
No, not really. That was a few months ago. Ever since, he has been trying to get me to join him in the castle, in Castle Ravenloft. But I don't know him. And I'm
And you don't-
scared that I have no control when I'm around.
Like you don't. Sounds like he is exerting some kind of magic over you.
Our father tried to protect me from him. But,
Now he's dead.
now he's dead.
But why does he want you?
I don't know.
I mean, just look at her.
Yes, she's pretty. That doesn't, and I hope you are not offended by this, but that does not make her special.
he owns an entire land. I'm sure there are many beautiful women in it, and yet he is fixated on her. There must be something that we are all missing.
No matter. I'm sure it is in all of our mutual interests to the strange sounding bird. I'm sure we can assist one another.
Damn, he's kind of fucking hot too, not gonna lie.
Did you look up Strahd?
No, Chris is showing the images of them on screen.
Yeah, sorry, I just realized I hadn't shown you images of Ismark and Arena.
They're both hot.
Wait, Arena can fight? Nice.
I think it is.
Now Rachel's like, well, that's another person in the party hitting on her.
Arena will say, look, I know my brother asked you to escort me out of Barovia, and I'm happy to go outside of Barovia to be away from the castle. But we need to bury my father first. He deserves a burial.
Of course, I understand that more than most. As she gestures to the holy symbols all over her armor.
Oh, you're a divine woman.
Yes, and unfortunately I'm not a follower of your god, but I understand how important it is to have these rites done before laying someone to rest. So I will do what I can to help. We will do what we can to help.
We appreciate it.
What is the issue with the priest?
Ismark will sort of put the food down and sort of pass everyone goblets and put a pitcher of wine and a pitcher of water down, and he'll just sigh and he'll just say, he's having a sulk about something. I don't know. His church is a mess.
Sulk? And he refuses to put people to rest? What kind of priest is this? And she's visibly upset.
The only one we have, unfortunately.
Well, perhaps I should go and exchange some words with this sulking priest.
He has a responsibility to do what his god demands of him.
He's not been the same since his son Doru had been whisked away by others like you. A wizard had arrived into the village and caused quite the stir, collecting a bunch of people to help storm the castle, to bring an end to the curse. They all died.
And there it is.
And he's not been the same since.
Perhaps there is something we can do to convince him.
To do the right thing and put people to rest, to bless them so they can move on.
To honor his son by continuing to help others. I think that they may just need someone with compassion.
I'm out.
I'm full of compassion.
Anyway,
yes,
perhaps
but you
we
do
should...
not know the difference between inside and outside words, so you're also out.
I think it's enough discussion of serious business and all this. Let's just relax and eat and drink and just enjoy each other's company, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Has been a long day.
With that, as you're all sort of seated around a table, the camera will pull out of the mansion and pull towards where the mists are. As two red eyes, steer from the darkness of the mansion. And that is where we're going to end today's session of Curse of Strahd. Thank you all so much for joining. That was fun. And yeah, I look forward to see how we progress in Barovia. We've gotten out of Durst House. We are now in the Village of Barovia. We have now started Curse of Strahd proper. So yeah,
we're out of the tutorial. What do you mean?
Yeah, we're out of the tutorial.
This
is tutorial. To be fair, the Village of Barovia is tutorial 0.5, but that's okay. But it's an actual part of the anyway. Yeah, let's say bye to our lovely cast of characters today, starting with Rach. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rachel or SwtBeat on most social media platforms, and I have been playing Luelle L. Goreaxe, the human paladin.
Hi guys, my name is Aaron. AranMusicProductions, RNMP. I do have a Twitch channel. I don't stream. I'm more active here on Role Playe Nights, various manners. I was playing Angus Ridgecliffe, the optimistic fighter of the group.
Hi, my name's Kieran. I'm an Australian variety streamer, also known as KaradanZero on Twitch. Sometimes I also stream with my wife, Emma XXMarie, even though we all know she's secretly in love with Simone. And I played Plont Grefla.
I am Simone, aka SimoneIsSimone, aka SimoneIsSimone, aka Karadan1. I have been playing Katyana, and it has been a struggle to hold back the desperate love that she has for Plont. I'm really looking forward to starting that shop with him next session.
And I'm Satanic__Bunny, also known as Bun. You can find me on Twitch at Satanic Bunny, at Satanic__Bunny, and on Twitter at SatanicBunny2. And I played Agitha Thistlecrown for you today, the Hex-Blooded Warlock.
And I am Unemployed Writer, aka Chris, the Dungeon Master for this lovely chaotic bunch. And I look forward to seeing how these adventures continue forward. And we'll see you all next time.
Continue forward, Shop Simulator.
Shop Simulator, yeah. Goodbye, everyone.